Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope everyone is doing well on this beautiful morning. You know, I'm not up like doing streams normally at this hour, but I've been really kind of working on this. And, you know, this is the Diddy case, is one of those cases that is just right up my alley. And, it really it touches me because Cassie was so young when, a lot of these things were taking place. And so, it's heartbreaking to see young girls trying to get into the business and they end up, being exploited, and that's exactly what happened. And, before we start, let me just get this out in the open. Um, First of all, welcome to Tainted Docket, and a warning to our viewers that this video is going to have discussions of domestic violence, sexual assault, and that some of you may find distressing. If you or someone you know is in danger, or needs help, resources available, and I will place them in the description. Uh, Please prioritize your personal well-being. If this is something you can handle, then please, there's plenty of other creators out there to watch, so have at it. Let's move on. So this week, we are catching the final chapters that unfold in one of the most high-profile legal cases of the year. The Sean Diddy Combs, rapper, entrepreneur, music mogul, and he is facing damning allegations and legal scrutiny over the last several months. And now in the courtrooms, quiet, and the nation is watching. Like, the entire nation is watching. I don't know that if there's too many people out there that don't know who Sean Diddy Combs is, or Puff Daddy. Um, so let's get into this. Okay, so I do have my notes in front of me, so please forgive me. I am kind of reading from my notes. Okay. Let's begin with a really quick, brief recap. This case stems from a civil lawsuit that was filed in late 2023, alleging years of abuse, manipulation, and assault at the hands of Diddy Combs. The plaintiff, whose identity, um, we know who that is Miss Cassie. Uh, what began as a civil lawsuit has quickly snowballed into this RICO case. I know there's a couple of other RICO cases out there. I think a couple of them had to do with some YouTube creators, as a matter of fact. Um, moving right along. Okay, so what began as a civil lawsuit has now turned into a RICO case. And the federal authorities, began investigating. In the early 2025, prosecutors filed charges against Combs, including felony counts of sexual assault, unlawful surveillance, and human trafficking. Throughout the trial, Diddy has maintained his innocence, and everyone is innocent until they are proven guilty. But the prosecution case was built on a mixture of firsthand testimony, digital records, and internal messages that painted a grim picture of the life behind this music industry and the glitzy curtains and glamour. You know, it's, I would like to say that it's not always glitz and glamour behind, you know, that silver screen, or, that big stage uh, performance. It's not, anyone who becomes or gets in the limelight, you know, you're risking being exploited or abused of some sort. And so you really have to take precautions for that to not happen. So her voice trembled as she recounted the moments. We are speaking of Cassie. But it was corroborated messages that she had sent to a friend, photos of her bruises and journal entry that resonated most with the jury. Later that day, a former security contractor testified that he described an atmosphere of fear, control, NDAs, threats, and a tiered system of loyalty within Combs's entourage. Defense notably did not cross-examine the witness in full, a sign of some analysis suggested that they were shifting the character's defense rather than disproving her timeline. On day two is where the forensics and the defense um, came in. So on day two of this court trial, um, the like the okay, so like the digital forensics, so that goes over like their text messages, their emails, etc. Uh, over their like personal like text messages between Combs and Cassie. Among recovered, there was quite a few emails referencing disciplinary measures. There was timestamp surveillance footage, payment logs to third-party agencies labeled "event cleanup." Hmm. Okay, so the defense attorney, Monique Rains, challenged the legitimacy of the data, suggesting it had been tampered with. Of course, that's the defense's job is, "Harley, Dad, it's good to see you. Love, how are you doing? Miss you much." Um, so the defense's job, you know, is to, discount anything that is being stated at this point where no matter, I mean, she could have bruises on her at that moment and they're still gonna say, "He didn't do it." So, that's their job. Not necessarily meaning that uh, the judge or, you know, they may not really, you know, pay too much attention to it. It's kind of like he said, she said, no, I don't know how to explain it. Like the they're not always going to believe every single thing that's said, regardless if it's her side or his side, or, like the DA side or her side or his side, etc. Anyways, so the state's witnesses held firm. The metadata confirmed the chain of custody of like the emails and text messages. Okay, so still under cross, inconsistencies arose. One admitted that they signed an NDA tied to a severance package. The other revealed that she had not spoken to Combs in over 4 years. On day three, there was some other things that had come up in the final day. The prosecution's argument centered around a pattern of Combs being how they explained it was they would rather say, "Hey, he's a, has committed multiple issues of domestic violence, but as far as trafficking or um, what they're there for in the bigger picture, as long as they can like downtrot that and just say, this is all, you know, domestic issues. This isn't really about what we're here for." So when you have a case and you bring in all these other things into the case, and it's not what they're there for. If you go back and think about like the Johnny Depp trial and how Amber Heard was constantly saying, "Oh, it was DV this, DV that, DV this." Well, they would, the whole purpose of them there was that she had posted some statements that were untrue, and that was the actual reason they were there. It wasn't over the domestic violence situation. It was actually over um, a article that she had put out. Oh, Lady O, it's good to see you. Mwah. Love, love, love. Um, I'm sure everyone has heard about this story. Like, I don't think there's a person on the planet that hasn't heard about the Diddy Combs story and what's going on with it. Um, how are you doing? How are you doing, oh lady oh? So, from what I've read about what's been going on outside of the courtroom, reactions have been very mixed. There's lots of Diddy supporters, and there's lots of supporters for domestic violence situations. So they've been having a lot of, you know, very well. Oh, um, like they're kind of like butting heads right now because it's kind of like, like the R. Kelly situation or any other high profile artist or, actor, etc. Anyone that is a high profile, and they get into a situation like this, you have your people that are like gonna 100% support them no matter what they do wrong. And then you're gonna have, others that are like, well, hey, this person's like not a very good person, and they're doing all these things. And you know it's just it's unnerving that it went on for so long and nobody stepped in to help her. And I guess I understand because the position he is in kind of makes it where they don't wanna get involved because 'cause they're also afraid of him coming after them too. So, I mean, I can totally understand and I can totally relate to how yeah, how that would totally be very frustrating. Hotspot, it's good to see you. Good morning, love. Okay, let me go back through my notes. Ooh, I went a little too fast. Okay. So Um, prosecutors had filed charges against Combs for including felony counts of sexual assault, unlawful surveillance, and human trafficking. Throughout the trial, Diddy maintained his innocence. Now, you're off to an early start. I know, like they're getting ready to go on what day? Like this is like the second week. Like this is the second week of this case, and this is the first time I've been bringing it up, and it's just I guess it's kind of sensitive. Like, this is a sensitive subject. It's not easy to really choke down. It's not. It's not. You think about like Diddy and his videos, and you see him in this limelight. And then you find out, oh my gosh, what about these 50 million gallons of baby oil? It just kind of takes you back a little bit and you're like, oh, hold on just one moment. Alarm clocks are screaming, it's time to wake up. Okay. So, what do you guys think? Like, what is your opinion? What are your thoughts about what's going on with this Diddy case? So, um, let me go to an article. Can I share this? I haven't even been on here in so long. I don't even know how this stuff works anymore. Landon, it's good to see you, sweetheart. Let me see if I can share this. Um, this is hmm. Can you see that? I hope you guys can see that. Okay. So it says this page reflects the news from the Sean Diddy Combs trial on Tuesday, May 20th. For the latest updates from the Diddy's trial, read the USA Today. So this is from USA Today. So this story contains graphic descriptions that some readers may find disturbing. And I need to put out that that warning out there. A lot of stuff that has been reviewed on this case is very, yeah. So a stream of witnesses in Sean Diddy Combs' federal sex crimes trial gave emotional testimony on one-time mogul's alleged physical, sexual, and emotional abuse as prosecutors lay out their case. Regina Ventura, the mother of Combs' ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura, told the court on May 20th she was physically sick over the rapper's alleged abuse and said she was once pressured to send him $20,000. $20,000 after he raged at her daughter. $20,000. So this mom sent him 20,000? What? I was scared for my daughter's safety, Ventura told jurors. Like like he needed any money? It just makes no sense. David James, who worked for Combs from 2007 to 2009, also took the stand on May 20th, telling the court he feared for his life. In one intense incident, James came face to face with Suge Knight at a Los Angeles restaurant, and when Combs found out, he and the group of men allegedly tried to find Diddy, longtime music rival, while armed with multiple guns. Wow. He doesn't look too much like this right now. Like from the pictures I've seen, like he's full blown gray. Like what is going on? I don't know how to say that last name, so I'm not even going to attempt it. Scott, better known as rapper Kid Cudi, Miss Cudi, I guess is maybe how you would say it, Miss Cudi. Better known as rapper Kid Cudi, maybe Cudi, is also expected to take the stand this week. Combs allegedly threatened the musician after he and Ventura Fine dated briefly over a decade ago. Does that sound like jealousy to you? Typical DV. Combs, 55, was arrested in September 2024 on charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, transportation to engage in prostitution. He has pled not guilty to all charges. Of course he has. Okay, special agent describes raiding Diddy's home. Homeland Security Special Agent Guard Gannon, the final witness of the day, told the court that on March 24th, 2024, he was part of a team that searched Combs' Miami mansion. Nearly 90 agents were involved in the search, and which happened while Combs and his family were not home. Gannon said law enforcement found the upper receivers of a AR 15, as well as the gun magazines. Agents also found sex toys, how kinky, lubricant, and baby oil in the home of all parts of the alleged drug-fueled freak-offs. Now, Kid Cudi. Oh, that's how you say it. Kid Cudi. Thank you, Harley Dad. Hotspot says, I guess I was shocked too that I never realized how many men are into men. That blew me away. That totally blew me away too. Like some of the things that I've heard are, were just why? That was my question was why? I would not have assumed that. Now I have met Diddy myself personally, and I would not have guessed that from him at all. But that was many, many years ago. Maybe he got into that later on in life. Okay, so there was a former exotic dancer, Sheree Hayes, recalls highly choreographic sexual performances. Sheree Hayes, also a 51-year-old former exotic dancer who went by the nickname The Punisher. Ooh. She took the stand after Casey's mother. Hayes said that he was hired. Oh, this is a guy. Sheree Hayes, 51-year-old former exotic dancer. It's a guy. Okay. So he says that he was hired to have sex with Ventura um, hmm, in New York every few months, sometimes for multiple days at a time. So now when I also heard that, I was like, for multiple days, like I could see multiple hours or multiple minutes, but days. Like, I really feel sorry for her. Like, that had to be extremely uncomfortable. Extremely. Ecstasy pills that are made of oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Is that a joke hotspot or are you being for serious? Are you being for serious right now? You being for real? True? True story? Wow, I didn't know that. I must have missed that memo. After the two allegedly had sex, Combs would then go to another room and Ventura would follow, Hayes said, when she returned in a bathrobe, Hayes said, gave me a clear indication that they were done. Oh, that we were done. So I guess once they went and took care of whatever, then she went and took care of it again, and then he was done. Harley Dead. Keep reading. Harley Dead says, right, I'm an old man. I mean, I can hold my own for a bit, but days, I know, right? Like, how do you think she feels? Like, if you really think about it, like, was it like I wouldn't have been able to walk 3 days out of 7 every day. And she said she didn't sleep. She said she did not sleep at all during any of this. So, I mean, that is a lot, a boom boom in many rooms. Uh, okay, let me get back to where I was at. I've lost my place. Um, Combs would direct them. Oh, did I skip over some stuff? Okay, no. Okay. So, baby oil. Wow. Okay. Combs would direct them to have oral or penetrative sex, mostly interacting with Ventura. Maybe I should just stop calling her Ventura. Can I just call her Cassie? So, interacting with Cassie, Hayes told jurors, asked whether he thought that she was enjoying herself. Hayes said he wasn't sure, but he did note that Cassie would often wince or sigh at Combs' directions. There appeared to be frustration with frequency of directions, he explained. Now, that would be very awkward. Having someone direct me, mind you, this is days on end. And then, like, you have someone over here saying, okay, turn to the left, turn to the right. Okay, yeah, no, yeah. Mm-mm. Uh, okay. So he said that he did not ever hear Cassie say no to the direction from Combs, and that while he did not use illegal drugs or alcohol, he was offered the substances. He said neither Combs nor Cassie appeared to be intoxicated. Maybe they had, like they had been on it for so long that they started looking sober again. James, welcome in. Hi. It created some discomfort that could affect me and my performances, Hayes said about Combs' directions, saying he took Cialis, Viagra, or similar medications. It was a lot of pressure. Hayes said it was about getting and maintaining it, right? Like, if you think about it, like you have another person in there with you, like telling you how to do it. How awkward, creepy. Uh, So Cassie greeted him at the hotel door in a bathrobe and a wig, Hayes said, and invited him inside. She explained to me that she didn't want me to actually dance, Hayes says, revealing that instead she wanted him to create a sexy, exotic scene in which they would apply baby oil to each other, and her husband would eventually come out to watch. Cassie then handed him $800 in cash and told him not to acknowledge or look at her husband, adding that all the furniture in the room was covered in sheets. There were several bottles of baby oil around. She started pouring it on herself, and I did similar. I guess that's Hayes speaking. He said, he said, adding that out of the corner of his eye, he saw a naked man come into the room wearing a cover on his face, and that it only showed his eyes. The interactions lasted about 25 to 30 minutes, 35 minutes, he said, before Cassie allegedly handed him an additional $1,200 in cash. Wow. Harley dead. So to be fair, I have trouble walking most days. Okay, but you have a good excuse. I guess she does too, but still. It's nice to meet you, James Money 615. Um, okay. So he said he was called out about a dozen times to create similar scenes. Hayes explained that he didn't realize the man was Combs until one instance at the Essex House Hotel, also located in New York. While Hayes was waiting for the scene to start, he turned on the TV, and there and there was a welcome screen that said the Essex House welcomes Mr. Sean Combs. Wow. Oops. Oopsie. I guess the cat was out of the bag. So it says Diddy's lawyer to Casey's mom. I don't have any questions. Combs' defense team chose not to question Casey's mother in court. During cross examination, is Combs's lead lawyer, Mark, I don't know how to say that word either, Agnifilio, said, "Good afternoon, Miss Ventura." "Good afternoon," Ventura replied. Then Agnifilio, I have no idea, told the star witness's mom that I don't have any questions for you. Thank you. Oh, this is such a sad story. This is terrible. Terrible. Casey's mom tells the court that she tried to hit Diddy after he took her daughter's phone. One of my nieces had all four of her kids. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, oh lady. Oh, I hope all the babies came out okay. Like sometimes um, when they're under substance abuse, like sometimes there can be issues. So in August of 2016, Ventura went to Los Angeles for Casey's birthday. Cassie's birthday. Cassie Cassandra was out with Sean and he stole her phone, Ventura alleged in court. During the visit, Ventura testified that she got into a physical fight that embattled music producer. Wow. Yeah, it's sad. Any of you are welcome to come up and join me if you like. If you like. Okay, so let's see. This is just it's so tragic. Like I think that Cassie was only like 18 or 19 or something. Oh, Lady O says her oldest is 20 and the youngest is 4. Oh. Oh, she's finally off drugs. That is freaking amazing. That is amazing. I'm so happy for her. And the babies are good. I hope the babies are good. One of them's 20. They got to be good. Is she doing better? How does she is she like tell me about it? I think like when people have to like detox and get off those types of substances, it can be really hard. That means that she was if the oldest is 20, then she had to be on him for, like, at least 20 years. Well, 19 days, maybe 16 years. Aw, I think all babies are beautiful. I think all kids are beautiful. I love kids. You're welcome to come up if you'd like, old lady O. Let me get through some more of this to see what all this has to say. Going back to Cassie's mom, talking about having this physical altercation over him taking her daughter's phone. She says, "We had a bitter argument outside her apartment," Ventura said. She testified that Combs security guard, D Rock, um, whose legal name is Damian Butler, um, was also there between them. Ventura recalled that we were arguing about the phone. I wanted the phone back. I was yelling and screaming and trying to hit him. Well, he could have got her for domestic because I think, yeah, because like they're kind of related or assault. She's lucky, with the kind of pool that he has. After returning Cassie's phone, Ventura said Combs took her daughter's vehicle. Oh, Lord. He's like crazy. Oh, really? I'm sorry to hear that. Just 1 second. Let me see if I can make this stop making sounds. There. It's kind of rude. Okay. Cassie's mom explained that she took pictures of her daughter's bruises. During Ventura's testimony, prosecutors showed jurors photos of bruises on Cassie's body from Christmas Eve of 2011. She was bruised, and I wanted to make sure sure was memorialized it. Ventura said of taking the photos. When asked by prosecutors how her daughter got the bruises, Ventura alleged that she was beaten by Sean Combs. The photos were taken in Cassie's bedroom uh, in Ventura's Connecticut home. And it was the first time Cassie told her mom about the alleged violence in the relationship. So wow, like they had been this is like what was it, 2011? Let's see, and they started dating in like what, 08, 06. So this is like a few years in before she even said anything. That is just terrible. Is there a way I can close that? There. Um, but if anyone that knows how domestic violence is, so you're not quick to tell anybody about it. You're not quick to expose that part of your life. One, you could be in fear. Two, that may be your sense of security. At the same time, they could very feasibly be the breadwinner and you would not really have a place to go, especially if you don't have like family or friends that you're close with, because typically they kind of like weed them out. So then you don't have anyone to go to in those cases. So, I mean, it's understandable and it happens very frequently in domestic violence situations where it either takes them a long time to expose what's going on, what a fear um, that they're going to lose everything. So, and you have to remember that she had given him everything, controlled everything, her business, her music, her life, her living arrangements, everything. Let's see. So Oladio says, I live with that niece and her two youngest daughters. Her son was adopted by a friend before the 9-year old by family friend. And then she only really knows the oldest and the 4-year-old daughter. Oh, I only knew those dads too. Oh, did the dads get to see him? Like, how's that going? Like, was he part of that or he didn't know about that? Why didn't he take custody of the children? But at least, in a way, at least the babies had a good upbringing. Um, it could have, well, it probably would have been a lot worse, you know. And at least mom now gets to know her babies, or at least two of her babies. First dad was in Arizona. Hold on. Around the corner from where I lived. Oh, wow. Let's see here. So Cassie also recalled an intense confrontation from April 2011 when she was visiting Cassie in LA. Oh, so this is Miss Mom. This is Mom Ventura. When she was visiting Cassie in LA, uh, they were at Combs's house with a group of people, including Maya, Mia. I think it's Mia, a former Combs assistant who is also a witness in the federal sex crimes trial. Combs was upset with Mia. Mia was laughing, and Mia looked shaken and afraid while leaving the room. Cassie's mom testified. So Cassie's mom, Regina Ventura, testified that she wired Combs $20,000. Ventura fined mother, Regina Ventura, she she said that she first met Combs in 2006. So it was about 2006 that they got together. Maybe 2000 and I think it is 2006, maybe 2004. Maybe. Don't fact check me. I'm not sure. I think it's 2006. Prosecutors quickly asked about an email her daughter mentioned while on the stand last week, um, in the message sent on December 23rd, 2011. So that was only like 4 years in, and there's already threats and uh, basically, so about these he was threatening to release some of the videos that they had done together because he was videoing while they were doing these freak offs, right? And so um, he was threatening to release these tapes to public you know, if she was to like say anything. Um, so Ventura Fine confessed to her mother that Combs was threatening to release a sex tape of her on Christmas Day. Around the same time, Ventura Fine told her mother about the alleged physical abuse she was facing from Combs. Ventura told the courts, I was physically sick over the threats to hurt her daughter um, and the tapes. Like, that is just freaking horrible. Like, not only, I mean, we see this a lot in the YouTube streets. Like, we see it a lot. Oh, I'm going to release this information about you. But these are like really like vulgar videos that he had recorded. I think maybe, I kind of think that he did it a little bit on purpose just to be able to use it against her. Oh, let's see how long she'll do this. And he basically just demeaned her from the core through. the core through, and that is just awful. Then Ventura said that she was told she needed to wire $20,000 to Combe. He was angry, and he spent money on her, Cassie, and that and that she had been with another person. Ventura took the money from her home equity loan and wired the funds to Combs' company. Like this man needed any more money. Like, get real. Get real. Okay, let's catch up with old Lady O real quick. Let's see. She says baby daddy still comes around. She met him 6 years ago while in rehab. Oh, my sister raised the first two, no, the first two daughters. Uh, First dad has severe mental illness. Oh, but he gets to visit the baby, though, right? He gets to visit his baby now. I hope so. I mean, as long as he's not impeding on her mentally. Let's see. So, okay. So Ventura, Cassie's mom, she said that the money came back 4 to 5 days later when asked by the federal prosecutors why she wired the money. Ventura said, "I was scared for my daughter's safety." Ventura testified that she was ordered to pay Sean Combs because he demanded it. Diddy's former assistant recalled undergoing security checks, lie detector tests. Like, for real? Wow. So James on May 20th recalled an incident when Ventura finds bracelet from the luxury jewelry brand Cartier went missing. He was pressured to take a polygraph test, basically a lie detector test, to let Combs and the other employees search his belongings as they looked for the jewelry. It wasn't the first time. James said he felt that he had to defend himself. On two other occasions, James testified he felt that he had to take a lie detector test. Um, the first came after the aide said Combs had significant amount of cash go missing. He probably was so messed up, like he doesn't even remember what he did with it. It was very intimidating. James told the court, but he felt that he couldn't say no, not if he wanted to keep employment with Mr. Combs. On another occasion, about 6 to 8 months later, one of Combs' watches went missing. The lie detector test operator would later tell James, "You look very nervous." Well, yeah, I mean, anybody would look nervous taking a lie detector test. I mean, even when you're innocent, you're still nerve wracking. You have these things strapped to you. On another occasion, about 6 to 8 months later, one of Combs' watches went missing. Okay, I already read that part. Okay, it says he testified. James said it was because he had taken some alcohol and clothing from Combs' home without him knowing. Okay, so former Combs staffer says my life was in danger in the Suge Knight incident. So let's see how this went. Okay, so James testified that he ended his employment with the rapper following the November 2008 incident that made him fear for his safety. James said that he and Combs' longtime friend known as D-Rock were sent to pick up food for Combs at a diner where they encountered Suge Knight, one of Diddy's top competitors in the music industry. According to James, D-Rock walked over to Knight and identified himself as Biggie's boy, to which Knight asked, "What are you doing in my city?" Knight was referring to Los Angeles, where he had came up in the hip hop industry. James said that he and D-Rock ordered food, but while waiting, they saw four black SUVs pull up, and someone walked over and handed Knight a gun. James said. After returning to Combs's house, Combs made James drive him to D-Rock back to the diner. Drive D-Rock back to the diner. Oh, I mean, did he not just tell him what happened? I mean, that's putting your employees in danger, which that's all gangster stuff, I'm sure. Like, yeah, it's they're what is it called? They're flexing their man boobs. People end up, you know, unalived. Well, Tupac did end up unalived. That's just terrible. Okay, so James said he and D-Rock ordered food, but while waiting, he saw four black SUVs pull up, and someone walked over and handed Suge Knight a gun. After returning Combs' house, okay, so they had him taken back. Okay, but when they arrived, the black SUVs were no longer there, and they soon went home. James testified that he was really shooken up by the experience, and that it was the first time that he had felt my life was in danger while working for Combs. Well, yeah. James, who ended his employment with Combs in May of 2009, also recalled seeing Casey crying and telling him not to go back to the diner. Former Combs staffer details picking up illicit substances, including, oh, you're right. Oh my gosh, it's in this article. Oh, Lady O. I am not even reading that out loud. Okay. So on the stand, James alleged that part of his job was to pick up illicit substances for Combs and the ex mogul's friend, including prescriptions for opioid, per, Percocet, and the pharmacy in one instance where he picked up a large amount of cocaine from a yacht in St. Tropez. In another instance, James testified that he got the ecstasy from Combs' medicine bag for one of his friends, and the rapper had several different types of ecstasy pills, including ones in the shape of the former president's face. Okay, James said that later, clarifying that it was shaped like the former president. During that testimony, Combs took note that on his lap and nodded his head when James was speaking about him being an involved businessman. Wow. I thought you were totally joking about that, but no, it was Hotspot who said that in the chat. It was Hotspot. She's the one who said it. I can't believe that that's just crazy to me. And hold up, let me star these so I don't forget to come back to you. Oh, Lady O, hold on just 1 second. So I know where I left off in chat. Uh, Formal personal assistant implied that Diddy kept footage of him, recalling a New Year's Eve party when he was invited to celebrate at Combs' house. James said he took ecstasy out of his boss's bag without the permission and consumed alongside the Ciroc, an alcohol brand Combs had heavily promoted. Uh-oh, where was I? Oh, I think I was down here. Okay, so I got to scroll down a little bit. There. My screen just jumped. Okay. I was feeling pretty good. He said, I normally pretty straight edged, but I was dancing and I was just vibing. I was enjoying myself. A few days later, when Combs was reviewing footage of the party with James, there he said his boss asked, "Yo, Playboy, what's you dancing around the part? Was that you dancing around the party?" He said yes, and he confirmed he had taken the ecstasy. Okay, I'll keep this footage in case I ever need it. James recalled Combs telling him when he was asked by the prosecutors what he believed Combs meant by it. James said he assumed that Combs would release it one day if he ever wanted to embarrass him. Yeah, use it as to sabotage him. David James details hotel night in Miami. James testified that in his job as a personal assistant, he was offered, he was often asked to set up the hotel rooms for Combs. So I'm assuming this means like he's setting up the hotel rooms for these freak off nights, freak offs. Yeah, something like that. Um, so I don't think Mr. Combs ever stays alone, he said, recalling one night in Miami in 2008 in which he was asked to bring an iPad to Combs's hotel room. When he knocked on the door, there was no answer, so he let himself in, James said. He testified that he saw Ventura Fine on the bed with a comforter up to her neck, not moving, noting that she had always slept on her side. James said it seemed unusual to him that she was on her back, and there was also a naked man along with long hair and a very large abdomen in the room, who scurried away when James entered, he said. He also testified that he heard water running and Combs was in the shower. Hmm, very interesting. He asked whether if he had ever spoke to Combs or Ventura Fine about what happened, he said. I didn't think it was my business. I don't have conversations with Cassie or Mr. Combs about their personal affairs. Yeah, I probably wouldn't either. Why does it keep jumping like that? That is so odd. Can I close that? Uh-oh. Did I lose the whole thing? Oh, oh, where'd it go? Let's see. I don't know why it keeps jumping. It's so weird. Let's see here. Oh no, where'd I leave off? Oh, well, darn it. Well, that's a bummer. I don't know what happened to it. It's gone now. Okay, I'll have to go back and find it. This video is very disturbing. Combing through Sean Combs' fortune. It's disgusting. It's good to see you wealthy. Okay, let's catch up with old Lady O and what she was saying. Okay. Okay, so she says she took first daughter back about 10 years ago in Arizona, but he really had no interest in seeing his daughter. Well, what a prick. Baby daddy plays head games with all his kids' moms. Never married any of the moms. Yep, yep. And that's emotional abuse. It really is. It's like emotional abuse. It's just not, yeah. He keeps my niece in and out of his life because he doesn't want her to date. Huh? How does like he stop her from dating? Like, does he like make it to where she can't date? Is he playing that poppy role? Yes, Hotspot said that. Yeah, it was Hotspot who said that was crazy, the whole Obama on the ecstasy thing. Baby daddy's nice to me, but I still see through his games. you know, I am caught up. Wow. He won't. It's a slippery slope. I honestly, it's been, um, It's been, I mean, can you imagine coming, coming into the music? Like you want to be, there's some people that want to be movie stars, and there's some people that want to, get in the music industry, and and you come to like LA or you know, New York, or any place that has like those really big places, that do those things, like you got Tennessee, and you got LA, you got New York and whatnot. And you have these big dreams, like you're 18 years old, you just get out of high school and you're like, oh, I wanna have my own rock band or whatever. And you get caught up in the chaos and the drama or the abuse, and you're I don't I honestly don't think like the adult brain isn't mature to like the age of 25. And so when you're introduced to like money and fame and these things and these people that become very controlling, and they start controlling your life, it's just horrifying. Like I can't imagine being her mom right now, knowing what she had been through. And then you have this big kahuna that has all this money, and you're like, well, if I do or say anything, they have the money to, really kind of ruin your life indefinitely, if not take your life. The king of hip hop. No, he's yeah, it's an all bad situation. But I am going to catch up on what's going on today. I think court may have started already. Um, let's see. Let's see if they have caught on. Let's see if they have started today. I'm sure they have by now. But I will catch up with what's going on today, and take some more notes, and we can go over it, or maybe we can go over some audio. Let's see. Now he is a an big A word, like a big a-hole word. Oh, Lady O says he finally moved out into his own place, but he still comes here and sleeps to sleep with his daughter, or he has his baby at his home too. Oh, you mean to like spend quality time together? I'm hoping is what you're meaning, right? That's what you mean, right? Oh, Lady O? Like daughter dad time, not in a weird kind of way. And this, are you talking about the little one, the little one, the little 4-year-old one? He also has my niece to his place in here. Oh, yes, yes. Oh, so does she stay with you too, Oladio? I guess that's what. Oh, oh, how sweet. That's a fun age. It really is. Like, they're just getting up and moving around and getting their little personalities. They're like, "Come on, let's go to the zoo." I think by the time my son was in high school, my oldest was in high school, he didn't wanna see the zoo anymore. His mommy loved taking him to the zoo. But ladies and gents, I'm gonna jump off here. I'm going to catch up on what's going on with the trial, and maybe, just maybe, we'll see if we can do some over audio, because there's really no, oh, hold on. Yeah, because we have to go off notes. There's no audio video. So only recently he started letting her spend a few hours alone here. Oh, well, maybe you'll get to spend some more time with her. So let me catch up on my notes for the day, and I will get them ready for later on, and maybe I'll do even 2 lives today. Maybe. I love and miss you guys. Mwah. Love you, oh lady, oh. Mm. And for those of you that are watching, I'm very happy to have you here. It was nice to meet you, Wealthy. And I don't know if Harley Dad's still here, but if you're still here, it was good to see you. Miss you much. James, it's good to meet you. Hotspot, love you. I hope everyone has an amazing, amazing morning. Same to you, oh lady, oh. And I'm going to take my notes and I will be back maybe like about 5 hours or so. Love you. Mwah.